Man, oh man. If you would have told me this morning that a Phillies player who rotates the outfield makes a walk-off to win the game against the Rockies, a 4-12 team, man, I would have thought Rojas finally had his outing. But it wasn't Rojas. It was a player that we're going to get to here in a few minutes. What's going on, everybody? My name's Eric, also known as Shard, here with the Phillies 302 Birds post-game show. Just me tonight. Everybody else is busy, but going to bring you a great breakdown of the game today. So, Phillies win the game 2-1 against the Colorado Rockies. Very, very close game. There is no reason why it should have been this close, but Nola does go for 7 innings, which is the first time this season. So Nola does go 7 innings pitched. He gives 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts for an overall ERA of 3.47 this game. Nola does have a great outing. He did let up a home run in the early inning, which seems to be the overall prowess or the overall thing that he does lately. I did get into an argument with people on Twitter earlier. He did have a great outing. For him to go 7.1 innings pitched and only give up 1 earned run, that's great. I think what annoys me the most with Nola lately is that, unfortunately, he does give up those home runs. It seems like it's kind of a common thing with him now where, he's coming into the game and it's just a matter of, when is Nola going to give up this run? And I'm surprised that he didn't give up more home runs than he did. I think he needs to get adjusted to the pitch clock. I think the pitch clock is really kind of his struggle right now. And I think once he can overcome that, he will stop giving up these home runs, that unfortunately sometimes blows us the game. However, on the other hand, though, and I want to talk about next, is our batting issues, okay? So Nola, he only does let up that 1 run. That's great. The other issue, though, is that even though Nola is letting up this 1 run, why is our batting not backing him up with runs? If we take a look at a lot of the things that people were batting at today, you'll see that a lot of people are swinging at stuff that's way out of the plate, okay? I'm going to pull that up for you here right now, just because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. I don't want to seem like I'm making stuff up. All right. So if we look at this, if we go into this and we look, just because I want you guys to see. This is tomorrow. Let's go to today's. So if we go in here, right, and we're going to the, it's not going to show. All right, well, not that big of a deal. But anyway, if we go to look at this, there's just a lot of stuff that they're swinging at that's not anywhere near the plate. For example, you got Whit Merrifield swinging at things that he should not be swinging at. You got Rojas bunting at balls. You have Marsh swinging at stuff that is way in the dirt. Why are these guys not putting up more runs against a bum team? A bum team. Their starting pitcher has a 7+ ERA. 7+. There's no reason why we have to wait until the 10th inning for somebody to come up and get a walk-off, which we're going to get to that in a second because I'm really excited to talk about this topic. But the 10th inning, we should have at least 5 or more runs off this guy. There's no reason why. No reason why we only have 2. But I don't know if you guys saw, Hoffman had an incredible play. Hoffman, towards the 9th inning, almost lost us the game. It was a 1-1 game. He comes in to relieve. Hoffman comes in to close the game, throws it to the plate, bounces off home plate to JT. JT catches it and throws it to Hoffman, who comes in late to make that play. The play was reviewed for a few minutes. Almost was overturned, but I don't think there was enough evidence for them to overturn that. Hoffman did come in, almost looked like he blocked the plate with his leg. And because it looked like he was blocking the plate, they did have some reason to overturn it. He did slide right into the Rocky player's shoulder, and I can't think of the name right now. But if you go back and watch the replay, it almost looked like he popped the Rockies player's shoulder out of his socket. And there was a bunch of blood on Hoffman's leg as well. So hope that the Rockies player is okay. There's no reason why we should be going into that as aggressive as we were. Well, there are reasons we want to win the game, but I just hope that in the future, we don't go as aggressive because I don't want anybody to get hurt. All right, and then finally, our last topic, which I'm really excited to see. Pache gets his first career walk-off. Okay? So Pache comes up to the plate. Stott, I believe, stole second and stole third. Or no, sorry. Stott was on second. He stole third because it was the 10th inning, was a ghost runner. Pache comes up. Pache has not played a couple games, if I'm mistaken. He usually gets rotated between Merrifield and Rojas. So him coming up to the plate, I don't think a lot of Phillies fans would have expected him to get a walk-off like he did. But he comes up to the plate, I believe takes the first pitch, and hits it into the outfield for a walk-off. So he does get the celebration, does get the excitement, which is great for him. But it's just me tonight, so there's not much to bounce ideas off of each other. So the Phillies do win 2-1. Hopefully we go into this series with a series win. There's no reason why we shouldn't easily sweep a now 4-13 team. We do play the White Sox later this week as well. So we should get a couple wins here this week. Should be able to hopefully get well above 500 as well. Should be able to hopefully, and we talked about this yesterday, hopefully get over the Braves, maybe even take the division by the end of the week, depending on how the Braves play, of course. Let me look at the standings real quick just to double check. All right, so let's look. So we are 9-8. Braves are 9-5. Mets are actually right behind us, 8-8. So we really desperately need to start winning games. We do not want the Mets to overtake us because if they do, never hear it from the end of Mets fans. Looking at you, JJ Segalo. So we are right now, looks like we are 1.5 games back from the Braves. So we do need to win 2 more games in order to get ahead of them. They need to lose 2 games here. And hopefully we can take the division. I'm really hoping that by the end of this week, we can get to that number 1 spot in the NL East. There's no reason why we can't, especially with Spencer Strider being down right now. Ranger Suarez comes in to pitch tomorrow. After that will probably be Christopher Sanchez and then Turnbull. Ranger Suarez is my go-to guy, like you guys have seen before. Have that video of him I post every single time he pitches, of him singing in the locker room. Christopher Sanchez after that will come in to pitch. Christopher Sanchez right now has an ERA of why is it not telling me? 3.52. So he's been a really good outing. Unfortunately, the other night when he did start, he did not get the win. And then Turnbull comes in after that, which Turnbull has been great himself. So we're really looking forward to the pitching matchups coming up. Really hope that, again, we get the series win. And Phillies win tonight 2-1. So I will be on tomorrow if it's me again. Hopefully Brendan or Dalt is able to join me. Dalt unfortunately couldn't just because he had an emergency. So hope everything's okay with Dalt. And then Brendan is at the games. Brendan has the April pass for the Phillies. So he's up there enjoying all the games that we're not enjoying in person. So have a good night, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this win as much as I did, and we will see you tomorrow.